Today we're going to pickle some green tomatoes using my great-grandmother's recipe. Green tomatoes are just unripened tomatoes, so you can't buy them in a supermarket. You can do what I'm doing and grow your own, or you can contact local farms and see if they'll bag some up for you. First, the ingredients. To pickle green tomatoes, you're going to need about a cup of water and vinegar for every single jar you make. We're going to do half and half, so I'm going to do equal parts vinegar and equal parts water. Additionally, for every single jar, you're going to need a half a teaspoon of oregano, 1 garlic clove, 1 teaspoon of salt, and anywhere from a half to a whole jalapeno.
First, what we're going to do is measure out the water and vinegar. I'm going to do 2 cups of each. We're going to put these on the stove to boil. While your water is boiling, you can cut up your tomatoes. Don't forget to wash them off. You just got them out of the garden, so they're probably pretty dirty. I've just rinsed mine in some lukewarm water. Now, how many times you cut your tomato depends on the size. For this one, I'm going to have to cut it at least into fourths, maybe even smaller than that. But for these little ones, I'll probably just cut them in half. Once you've got your tomatoes cut up and your spices measured, you want to add the heat.
How much spice you put into your pickled green tomatoes depends on your own tastes. I recommend doing at least a half of a jalapeno for each jar. But if you want a really spicy jar, you can add a whole one too. Cut them all in half and remove the stems. And then we'll add them to the jars with our tomatoes. Now that we've got everything cut and measured and the water is boiling, we're ready to put it all together. First, we want to add our tomatoes, jalapenos, spices, and garlic into each jar. Try to fill the jar as much as possible so you don't waste any of your food. These I'm going to have to cut in half one more time. Don't think this one's going to fit in. Alright, these are our extras. Next, 1 clove of garlic per jar, and our spices. Now that the jars are ready, it's time to add the water.
Now for the finishing touches. We're going to add the water vinegar mixture into the jars. We're going to seal the jars, and then we're going to store them upside down until they cool, and that's what seals the jars. Very carefully because it's very hot. Perfect. Just the right amount of water. Alright, flip them upside down. Leave them until they cool. The other thing you want to do is let these sit for about a month before you open them up again. That'll let the flavors really get together. Here's a jar that's been marinating for a full year. I think it's time to have a snack. nice and spicy.